Well, welcome to Newsmaker. I'm Kristen Sklad. Bad money habits can happen to the best of us, and they can cost us big time. They can also be extremely hard to break. Local financial professional Mindy McIntosh from McIntosh and Associates has 5 common ways people mishandle money and tips on how to stop them. So what are some of the common ways people mishandle money the most, and how can we change what we're doing?
Well, we just see it happen so many times of just the bad choices that our clients are making. So we really give them these 5 tips. The first one is just be very careful about emotional spending. Don't give yourself this idea to go out and just have a buying spree and just being on a frenzy. We say give yourself the 24 to 48 hour rule, and if it hasn't already been on your list of what you're going to accomplish and what you're going to purchase, that's maybe a goal of what you want it, don't just impulse buy and splurge buy on that.
Right. Yeah, I know that I have a problem with splurge buying, and a lot of us have a hard time saying no to someone if they ask us to borrow money. So what are some of the ways that we can approach this?
Our tips are to try to just use the policy by saying no. You can let them know, it's really not in my budget to lend you money at this time, or maybe it's harmed some of their relationships in the past. And I think if they can kind of help their friends or their loved ones find a different alternative to helping them with that situation other than lending money, it really will help all of them.
And what about if you must lend money?
If you must lend money, you just need to make sure that you're not just getting into your own little savings bucket. Make sure you have that 3 to 6 months of income inside of your own bank account before you start lending money and putting yourself in possibly a situation.
Mindy, one of the worst things we tend to do is try to keep up with others, how they're living, and we see posts on social media of friends shopping, getting new cars, other things, we feel inclined to participate in that too. How can we tackle this? Is such a hard habit. How can we tackle it?
It is a hard habit. I think it's human nature for people to look at others and want to have maybe something that they have, but they really need to decide what it is that they want and figure out how to target and how to achieve that for themselves. So be happy with what you have. Be happy with your friends or your career, your family. Make sure that you cherish that, and then seek out, if you see something that others really have that you want, seek out how to get there, and just make sure they're not living beyond their means to have what you see.
Because everything you see might not be exactly what it is.
Correct.
And what about the average American with credit card debt? Can you give us a fact on that?
Average American with credit card debt is close between $15,000 to $20,000.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. So we just really advise our clients to try not to have that credit card debt. They're paying so much just in interest alone every month. So really put a saving in. The backbone is just having that budget plan together on our website at wealthmichigan.com. We have a budget analysis planner. Keep that budget so you're not living beyond your means.
Right.
And if you have to use that credit card, try to just spend what you can pay off every month. Otherwise, just do a 3-month. Get rid of it for 3 months. Pay by cash, pay by check. It really will help.
That is such a great idea. And, speaking of this, this is such an easy habit. I know I go to the store, I don't have cash on me, I'm just swiping that little plastic card.
Right.
Talk about that some more.
It's just nice that if we're always using the card, statistics show you're going to spend more money by using that card. We're showing that even to loved ones, family members. I mean, my kids go to the grocery store with me, so we really need to show them what the value of a dollar is. So realistically, only buy what's on your list, budget, or get rid of that credit card for up to 3 months. It will really help that bottom line, just kind of giving you some momentum with your savings.
That's great. Speaking of the grocery store, kids want everything when they go in there. I sometimes want everything when I go in there, and you should always go to the grocery store. I've learned this on a full stomach.
Yes, go on a full stomach and shop around the outside borders of the store.
Very good. So what about Americans' credit card debt? Can you talk about that? How much is that into that?
There's about $9 billion when we take a look at the country as a whole of credit card debt. It is such a huge issue because you can just pay by plastic, pay off minimum balances. You're never really paying them the total of what you've actually spent within that month or that quarter. So I have our clients really try to pay all the minimum balances on time, pay some extra principal to the lowest balance credit card, get rid of that one, cut it up, move on to the next one. And it does help to kind of give them momentum, living a little bit more in between their means, and it just falls back to that planning. So we always are doing that analysis with our clients on a week-to-week or several month-to-month basis of what their spending is.
Right, and a good tip once again is limit charging to what you can pay pay off in a month, right?
Yeah.
Well, again, many people live above their means, as we were just talking about, especially looking at social media, and they end up living paycheck to paycheck. What are some tips to not overspend those paychecks that you get?
Big tips there of when you're living paycheck to paycheck is if you've already had it spent before it comes in, you're already in trouble, you're already behind the 8 ball, and you're just scrambling to kind of catch up with where you're at.
Right.
I think it's great to go ahead and have an auto draw on, electric bill, putting away into your retirement plan. We can't focus any more than what we already do on that aspect. If you put away and deferred for your future, you won't really miss that small amount that's going away right now. So if you plan all of those bills, then you can have your discretionary fund that we can say what on average per month can you have for your fund, or what's going to be geared towards a year down the road. So I think if you can set up some of that automatic, but don't just spend it all before it comes in, or you're never going to kind of catch up or get ahead.
And an awesome idea is to have a budget. I know many of us do not. Talk about budget worksheets. What do those do?
What our budget worksheet does is it really helps to target every area that our clients are spending in, and it helps us as financial professionals to really help gauge where our clients are at, where they're spending a little bit too much, where they should defer more to their future. Are they keeping up to cost of living, rate of inflation in retirement accounts? So that allows us to say, look, you're spending too much on, let's say, Starbucks.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and maybe see where we can splurge and get yourself a Keurig for home and see the savings there. Or even eating at home instead of eating out. Americans actually are spending more money eating out right now than they are on their grocery store budget.
I believe it for sure.
So if we can help them to gauge that and see that over several month segments of time where they're actually spending too much, that worksheet goes through everything from discretionaries to monthly bills to retirement planning to kids' college savings, and we can really then gauge it and help them with that.
And do you have budget worksheets listed online on your website?
We do. If you go to wealthmichigan.com, we'll have a complete budget list there for you. And what we tell our clients to do is do that for 3 months. Give my office a call. Let us review that for you. We'll take a look at where we're feeling like you're doing a really good job and where we could maybe make some areas of improvement for you.
And so again, going over those money mistakes, emotional spending, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Lending money,
don't do it.
comparing your money situation to others.
It's okay to compare, but realistically target it on what it is that you're going for, and everything isn't always just as you see on the surface.
And then depending on your credit cards, spending all of your income.
No.
Well, these are amazing tips. I know I need help saving money, definitely not spending money. So budgeting, those all are so great. And thank you so much for being here today, Mindy.
Thank you.
And coming up, Mindy will be going over how to make your tax refund benefit you. That and more straight ahead on Newsmaker.